Hey guys, Fluorescent Flame here with another Godforge video. Oh man, I'm so stoked. We are on Alpha Wave 3 for the, testing and all that. This is the competitive wave. Unfortunately, I was not able to make it to the top first. There was a point where I was in the lead, but we won't talk about that because it's very painful. But no, just kidding. Really, congratulations to I believe it's Fusion and hang on, I've got the leaderboard up here. Let me bring that up and actually here I'm gonna show this to you guys because I am super stoked. By the way, so here we're gonna move this over here, and so Lyco and Fusion, right? They're in my Discord group. We chat. They've been kicking butt. I will say one thing I'm pretty proud of. So right here, if you look. Number 10, right? My in-game name is Rakash. And I was actually the second person to clear the tower without a Zeus. So I'm pretty proud of that. And actually that does bring me to one of the reasons I'm making this video, right? So this is kind of a bug report slash just general talking about the game and kind of show you where I'm at, what I'm going for. Because now I'm still trying to go for a ticket to Vegas. I would love to meet these guys, would love to go and hang out with them. And if I don't, it's not the end of the world. So right now my goal is stars. I am at 231 though. So there's a lot, but there's a couple of levels that are insanely difficult to 2-star. And we're going to see if we can figure out a way to do it before anyone else can. I believe currently, actually, Fusion is in the top for the challenge levels there. But anyway, one of the reasons for that, right? If you look at my roster, I will say I got fortunate, right? My first legendary was Anubis, and he is pretty good, right? Like he's great for wave clear. Though I will say, and I don't know if this is intended, but I feel like, look at my Anubis is crit capped. Granted, he doesn't have a lot of crit damage, but he's got 80,000 HP, and I feel like he hits like a wet noodle. Actually, no, he does have he doesn't have his weapon right. Or he has a different weapon. Anyway, he just doesn't hit very hard. But he does land that disable, which is, or not disable, despair. Is that what he lands? Yeah, that despair when he kills someone. And I keep getting it to proc even if I don't kill someone. Like, not consistently, but it saved my butt a few times. So I got that. And then I was farming stage 65. I did pull a Heimdall. Now, Heimdall, I love this character. However, right, one of my biggest frustrations with this current wave, right, which I understand a lot of the things got nerfed and a lot of the OP things that could be abused, right, which probably rightly needed to be nerfed, but somehow this wave, Heimdall is bugged again. I didn't play wave 1, so I don't know how he was wave 1, but from what I understand, he was bugged wave 1, and now he is bugged again. And it's incredibly frustrating because with him being bugged, where specifically he has to be in slot 5 for anyone on your team to counterattack, and then he will not counterattack, right? And he is one of my, well, okay, I don't have his gear on, but who has his gear? I put his gear on her. Right? No, crap. I dismantled his gear. Who did I put his gear on? Anyway, I think I've been trying to get stars, so I'm taking the gear that I have so I don't waste, money on gear that I don't need to gear up if I'm just using it to 2-star level. But my Heimdall had about 5k defense. He was hitting for 30, 40,000 with his hits, but he wasn't counterattacking. So, that level on, 142, where you have to kill, or no, not 148. Right, the first wave of 148 has this Isis that is a pain in the butt to kill. And if my Heimdall would counterattack, he probably could have killed her, but he didn't. So I just kept having to redo, and then I had to build. I had to have 3 or 4 6-stars before I could get. So I've sacrificed legendaries just to try to get more 6-stars because I pulled a YDG. I was like, I did not have a use for him because I was trying to climb. So yeah, that is a very frustrating thing about this. And especially because it's not like he's bugged in the whole game. It's just when you have him on your account, he's bugged. So I would really, really appreciate, I don't know if there's anything y'all can do to fix it before the end of alpha, but it makes it where like, and another bug to go with that, right? So on 151, nowhere on nowhere on his kit, right, does he steal buffs, right? I am not continuously activates on enemies until consumed, right? All of these. He does not steal buffs. Wait, where was that? Yeah, nothing here, right? Unless I'm double checking, right? All of his things just prevent him from being like doing things. Oh wait, unless, let me double check. I forgot to check this one. Okay. AoE, buff duration. Okay. AoE transfers all debuffs. Inflicts increased damage, right? Nothing on his kit allows him to steal buffs, right? So my Heimdall's bugged, so people aren't counterattacking. Well, then he somehow keeps stealing my counterattack. So then, but when he steals it, it works fine. And then every time I attack, and then I don't understand how Fafnir's getting like 3 turns. Like no turn meter. He just takes like 3 or 4 turns in a row. So I don't know if that's intended. Like I understand like my team's not super fast, but it will show like, okay, he's taking his turn. Then he gets 3 turns in a row. And from what I can tell, nothing in his kit is like he gets an extra turn after doing this. Except for his ult, right? That's how ults work. But you know, so that is a very frustrating thing, right? Because like I was indeed at one point I was in first place because I had cleared 120. I was the 3rd person to clear 120. Which, by the way, I'm going to share a little bit of a. I don't know if this is a bug or if it just that this character worked as intended, but I was able to clear, luckily, clear 120. 3rd. So I was the 3rd one to clear 120. I was the 1st one to clear 122. And then I kind of climbed a little. And then I think it's like someone else on the leaderboard started pushing. And then I just kept getting blocked because I had to farm more better gear or something because my Heimdall would not counterattack. So I don't know if anyone else is having that bug. I know that it wasn't Fusion. It was Pancakes, I think. He also has a Heimdall. And his Heimdall is bugged. And it's making it so much harder for a character who we love his design, we love the way he works, but he's not working as intended. And, you know, like it's a little bit frustrating for a competitive wave where they fixed a bunch of bugs from the last one, but it seems there's more bugs this time. Not so much, I mean, I know there was a gear bug that people used. I don't even know what it was exactly, so I didn't use it. But there are more bugs with characters and like I wish that the characters all worked as intended, right? Like I bug here and there, but like none of the other champions who can do an ally attack, right? So like I pulled Anubis, so I was really excited, and I built Hound of Duat because he's supposed to bring Anubis in. He never brings Anubis in. Who else? Who is it? The rare Tien. Yeah. Shishi, right? Shishi is supposed to be able to bring in your other Tien allies, so he's an amazing person to pair with Guan Yu. It doesn't work. So, like, and don't get me wrong, I'm very happy that this was my 150 pull. I pulled him on when I cleared 150. I was super excited. His kit's amazing. Zeus has been like the key for, I mean, you look at the first 2 people to clear the tower, pulled a Zeus. Like that's just, he's absolutely broken. And I like him that way, right? Like I don't necessarily think that he needs to be nerfed, right? Like I like his kit. He works well. He's like you know, some of the characters in other games where it's like, yeah, sure, he can A1 and do some cool stuff, and he hits really hard, which is awesome. You want that from a legendary. But it's frustrating when you get other legendaries who are just as well built in their kits, but then they're bugged. So, and I get he has a lot more going on where Zeus doesn't have any effects. He just hits hard and gets to go a lot. That's fine. Like, I mean, I would have loved to pull a Zeus. But, so some of those are very frustrating, right? It's just like one of my frustrations with this. And then one other thing, it's like, this isn't going to be a super long video because I mainly wanted to talk about that. But, two more things. One, so for 120, for those of you out there who haven't cleared it, Ragewood has a great video on how you can use Taunt with Green Knight if you have him to prevent him from using his ultimate, right? Which is a great tactic. On me, on the other hand, I don't know if I just got insanely lucky. And again, if you don't have a Quetzalcoatl, then this is a moot point. But I was able to beat that level because he got to his ult so fast, like I was dealing no damage. He had already killed Guan Yu, and because Guan Yu was dead, so he can't get block revived when the Gold Guardian does his ult. When Quetzalcoatl died, he revived Guan Yu, and then also either Heimdall didn't die or Heimdall was revived, but I had one champion standing, and because the Golden Guardian will kill himself after he does a single ult, I was able to beat it that way. So if you have Quetzalcoatl, that is a technique you could use to try to get through 120. I know that level has been a difficult level for a lot of people. And then, there was one other thing I wanted to touch on. And I did send a feedback report for this, but I am so grateful for this, right? Like nothing but eternal alchemy stones here, right? That is an awesome change for this final wave. However, if you noticed, when you go to 135 is green, and you go to 145 is blue. And the place where you were supposed to be able to farm red stones, which was this level, is now just these. Which, again, would be great if I pulled one of the champs I needed for this, but and then I was like, okay, well, let's go back to 115. Look at that, it's blue again, because it's the normal rotation. And then you go to 105. Oh, it's green again. So you have to go all the way back to stage 95, where you can get the perfect alchemy stones, but they drop. I spent 1,000 energy and I got 10 of them. And you need 75 to be able to six-star ascend your champions. So, and I mean, I know that there's a good chunk here at 125 once you 2-star it, which I'm going to be doing soon. But like I have Heimdall and Shamash, who I would love to be able to fully ascend, but it's gonna take me, an extra 10,000 energy to get the stones for that. So yeah, if you guys see this, if you guys are listening, either, I don't know, like obviously I don't want you to just gift a bunch to people, but it'd be really nice if you could throw these into one of the levels so that we can actually farm them, because now it's like, okay, yeah, you had to farm a lot to get the eternal ones, but they still dropped at that level at a higher rate than the red ones drop at 95. So it's like, I'd rather go back to the other ones so I can farm the red ones and then occasionally get the eternal, because again, you don't necessarily need eternal ones unless you pull a good champ, right? Now, I mean, obviously, I like the level, but it would be nice if like 115 was red or something, so we could actually get the red eternal stones. Let's see. And in terms of, yeah, that's kind of all I really had was those. Those were my two main complaints, right? Is like the bug with Heimdall is incredibly frustrating. I'm slowly working my way towards the 2-star, and then obviously going to see how well I can do damage-wise. But yeah, it is incredibly frustrating. So if you guys want to see anything, like, again, I am very new to this whole content creating thing, and so I struggle with ideas, right? So if you guys want to see something, please just put it in the comments or let me know. I mean, I'm in the Fateless Discord, so you can send me a message on there. I'm Rakash in there, so you can find me on the Discord. And I don't have a Discord channel, so I'm not gonna link it. I mean, if you're watching this, you are probably in the Fateless Discord. So, and if not, you should join. So, yeah, but yeah, I do want to like shout out to Simon and the gang though, for they've done a fantastic job with this Wave 3. And I enjoyed the push. I liked that it was hard, like it was, but it was more frustrating than it should have been because of you either had to pull a Zeus or build your champions like, and I still had crappy gear. I couldn't get them built that well, especially in to try to beat a timed race. And so like I can kind of relax now and farm gear and farm stuff, but it's very frustrating that Heimdall is not working the way he's supposed to work. So yeah, and that's really all I have. So if you have any more like questions or anything you want to share, I'll probably be streaming later, but I did want to kind of release this as a, hey, here's some couple of bugs that are annoying, and like here's a couple of tips for Gold Guardian if you are struggling with that. So yeah, anyway, that'll be it for me. Flame out.